to what is going to be a great webinar from the fabulous Gemma at Carnival Cruises. My name's Duncan. I'm one of the corporate team members here at Not Just Travel, and this evening we're going to be talking all things Carnival Cruises. So without further ado, if you do have any questions, please comment and make those questions, and we will endeavour to answer those questions as we go through at the end of the presentation. Stay tuned because we've got something exciting that you're not going to want to miss. So I will hand you over to lovely Gemma, and Gemma, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Duncan. Good evening, everyone. As Duncan said, my name's Gemma. I'm the Senior Account Manager at Carnival Cruise Line. And this evening, I'm going to give you a little bit of a whistle-stop tour of all things Carnival, showing you what you could expect to experience on board, and also focusing on one of my own personal experiences on board our new ship, the Carnival Celebration. So I'm going to take you through one of my latest holidays, what I did on board, what I love about Carnival, to hopefully bring it to life for you. So starting off, a little bit of a background on Carnival. Who are we? What are we about? So Carnival Cruise Line, we are one of the largest cruise line in the world. We've currently got 25 ships sailing within our fleet, and we're going to be having a further 2 ships joining in the coming year. So we're going to be welcoming the Carnival Jubilee in December of this year, just before Christmas, and she sails out of Galveston in Texas. And then in spring 2024, we're going to be welcoming the Carnival Firenze, which is one of our Italian-style ships, and that's going to be joining out of LA. We are a 4-star relaxed and informal cruise line. Predominantly, you're going to be finding us sailing the Caribbean out of all those big North America ports. So places like Port Canaveral, Miami, New York, Tampa. Just to name a few, you're going to find lots of Carnival ships sailing out of there. As well as the Caribbean, though, you will also be able to sail on Carnival to places like Alaska, Hawaii, Australia, and also Europe as well. So we do have a European programme every single year sailing out of Dover in the UK. So this year's kicked off a couple of weeks ago, and I'm actually going on board the Carnival Pride on Friday to sail to the Norwegian fjords for the first time, which I'm very excited about. And then next year it'll be the Carnival Legend, doing some of that Northern Europe and British Isles, and also we're going to be doing the Greek Isles out of Rome as well at the end of the season. So a high number of guests that sail with Carnival out of the UK do combine us with a stay and cruise. So they will book flights, accommodation, cruise, all through our travel agent partners, and they will combine that as a nice package. Main reason for that, like I say, a lot of guests are traveling that further afield, so over to America to join the ship, so they're making the most out of it. So Carnival Cruise Line, we actually sail over 5 million guests every single year. And in March of this year, we hit a massive milestone where we sailed our 100 million guests. So we're way above that mark now. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a little video, and it will just bring to life, hopefully, what you could expect to find on a Carnival ship. So some of the different facilities that we have. So I'm just going to play that video for you now. you could expect on board. So as you can see, we've got such a variety of different facilities, something for everyone, whether you are a grandma, granddad, mum, dad, child, you're going to find lots of different things on board a Carnival ship. So moving on now, like I said, I wanted to do something a little bit different this evening. So instead of just telling you everything about all of the different ships on board, I wanted to really focus on a trip that I took earlier on in the year. So I went on holiday on board our newest ship, the Carnival Celebration. So Carnival Celebration is currently our flagship, and she is sailing out of Miami. She is a beautiful ship. She's part of our XL class. So within the XL class, we have 3 ships within there. So we have the Mardi Gras, which joined the fleet in July of 2021. She actually sails out of Port Canaveral. We've got the Celebration, the one that we're going to be focusing on this evening. She joined just in November of this year, sailing out of Miami. And as said at the beginning, we're going to be welcoming the 3rd ship into this class, the Carnival Jubilee. That actually says October there, but it has been pushed back to December now, and she's going to be sailing out of Galveston in Texas. So the Carnival Celebration, to give you an idea of the size, she's the largest ship in our fleet. She reaches capacity at just over 6,500 guests, so she is very big in size. But what we do when we're on board the ship, we split the different facilities into different zones. We have a lot more restaurants, bars, which you'll see as I navigate through. So what did I do on board? What was the occasion? So I actually took my parents on board. My dad was celebrating his 70th birthday, and my mum was due to go on a cruise for her 60th birthday during COVID that got cancelled. So I decided to combine the 2 celebrations and took them on board for a little holiday. I have to say, cruise is the only type of holiday that I could do with my parents. The reason being, when we go on holiday, we like to do different things. And on a Carnival ship, we can go off and do those different things, but then we've got stuff that we want to do together. So in the evening, we'll go for nice dinners and drinks, but we have the best of both worlds. And I've yet to find that in a hotel, where we can find a hotel or a resort that sort of meets everyone's needs. So prior to my cruise, I done like what most of our UK guests do. I done a stay and cruise. So I spent 2 nights in Miami. I actually decided to stay in North Beach. Reason being, I've done South Beach many, many times before, because our head office is based in Miami. So I've been lucky enough to go over there. So I've done something a little bit different. North Beach, absolutely beautiful, and a little bit more value for money as well. Then after the 2 nights, I embarked the Carnival Celebration, and we chose a 7-night cruise to the Western Caribbean. So we started in Miami, we went to Mahogany Bay, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and then back to Miami. So these are just some of the pictures from the different ports of call that we went to. This holiday, again, was a little bit different to my normal cruises. So usually I would go off and maybe do some excursions and stuff like that. But this time, because it was for my parents' birthday, and one of my parents has walking difficulties. So this time we decided just to get off in the little ports, have a little look round, not venturing too far off. And so we stayed close to the port, so we got to explore there. And all 3 ports were perfect for that, because as you got off, they had loads of little bars, restaurants, shops, things that you could explore within easy reach of the port. My favourite out of the 3 was probably Porto Maya in Cozumel. Fantastic facilities there, and it's always great for a little photo opportunity as well. So moving to on board. So one of my favorite things to do on board is definitely to eat. So loads of different cuisines on board, whether you want the main dining room, speciality, buffet, we've got it to meet your needs. Personally, when I go on board, I like to mix it up and do a little bit of everything. So I will do certain evenings in the main dining room. Then certain evenings I will go to the buffet for a more relaxed and informal dinner. And then I'll usually try and fit in at least 1 or 2 speciality dinings as well. So the main dining room is available on all of our ships across the fleet. We have two types of evenings. We have American table or we have American feast. American feast are what take place in our elegant evenings. So if you want to get a little bit more dressed up, then you can do on these evenings. And this is where you're going to find things like filet mignon and lobster on the menu, and that's complimentary on elegant evenings. The American table are our casual, informal evenings. So we are a relaxed and informal cruise line. So you don't have to take your ball gowns or black ties if you don't want to. If you want to, feel free to, but it's not mandatory. So it's more of a resort casual when you're on board. So when you're booking your cruise, you can choose from early, late, or anytime dining. So early and late are fixed times, whereas anytime you can actually use our app whenever you're ready to dine. You select where you want to dine, and if you advise them that you're ready to eat, and then they will send you a dining time and a table number. So you'll find such a mix of different things on the menu. So I'm going to show you some of the sample menus now. So these are our American table. So from the grill section, you'll find that on there daily. So you'll have like your chicken, a steak on there every single day. But the rest of it will change every single day. So even if you was to dine in here for the entirety of your cruise, you would be able to find something different to eat. My personal favourites, definitely if you go on board, is the Carnival melting chocolate cake. By far, I've been going on Carnival now for 12, 13 years. I always make sure I have at least one, more likely two Carnival melting chocolate cakes when I'm on board. I've still not got sick of them. So a real mix. And you will also find on certain days port of call specialities. So if you've been in Jamaica for the day, you might find jerk chicken on the menu as an example. Then we have the American feast. So like I said, these are our elegant evenings. So you can see from the menu there, it looks a little bit more elaborate. But like I say, everyone tends to head to the main dining room for these because lobster is on the menu complimentary. So then casual dining. So like I say, we are a relaxed and informal cruise line. So we do have a high number of those casual dining outlets available for you to eat on. Most of these are during the daytime, but I'm just going to highlight a few of them. So Blue Iguana Cantina for tacos and burritos. This is probably, I go to say my favorite, but you'll probably get from the way that we go through this. I've got a lot of favorites. You really are spoiled for choice on board. So you can go to the Blue Iguana for lunch. You can go grab yourself a burrito. Or my top tip is definitely to try one for breakfast. When someone first suggested to me, I was a little bit wary. Do I want a burrito for breakfast? But it is spectacular. So you get all of your bacon, hash browns, scrambled eggs, avocado, all of that in a yummy, yummy burrito. So my top tip is definitely try one for breakfast. Then we have Guy's Burger Joint. So Guy's Burger Joint is a famous chef has devised it. So Guy Fieri. He has burger joints on board all of our Carnival ships. You can choose one of his specialty burgers, or you can get your plain Jane burger, and you can go to our massive topping section and build it yourself. We have barbecues on board. We have 24-hour pizzeria. Pizza you can get pretty much 24 hours a day. And we also offer pizza delivery service. So if you don't want to go and queue, you can order pizza anywhere on the ship, apart from the theatre, and it will get delivered to you for a charge of $5. So all of them that I've spoke about so far are included free of charge. We also do have the Seafood Shack, which is a New England style seafood place. So you can get things like lobster roll, crab cakes. That does come at a small charge, and you just pay per item as well. On top of all this, we have our fantastic buffet restaurant as well. That's open for breakfast, lunch, and evening meal. So it'll have such a different variety of foods in there. You might find curries, salads, roast dinners, pastas, the list goes on. You will also find in the buffet area our complimentary ice cream and frozen yogurt. So we serve it from 11:30 every day until midnight, and that is complimentary again. So this is a massive hit for families going on board. Think if you was to go to a hotel or a resort where you're paying for ice creams, even just a ice cream per day per child, it soon adds up, but it's all complimentary on board Carnival. So then we have speciality dining. So if you want to treat yourself and you fancy doing something a little bit fancier, you can go to one of our speciality dinings. So you have the steakhouse, which comes at a charge of $42 per adult and $12 per child. We have the Gigi Asian Kitchen and the Cucina del Capitano. So that's our Asian and our Italian. On majority of our ships, these are charged at $18 per adult. But on the Carnival Celebration, the Mardi Gras and Jubilee, they're included free of charge. So when I was on board, I went to the Cucina del Capitano. And on board the XL ships, it's actually named Shebang, and it's an Asian and Mexican fusion restaurant. So I ate in both of those, and all that you do is I was on my time dining, so I went on my app on the day that I wanted to go on, booked my table, went along, and it was all included free of charge. We have bonsai teppanyaki. That's starting at $35 per person for lunch and $38 per person for dinner. So this is more, not only you can get fantastic food, it's sort of like a show as well. You're entertained whilst you're in there. Then anyone who's going on board maybe for a special occasion, we have something called Chef's Table, which is a private dining room where you get a menu that's been devised exclusively for Chef's Table by the chef. You get around 7 to 8 courses, all served with pairing wine as well. You also get to do a tour of the galley, you get a photo. Like I say, anyone who's either celebrating a special occasion or even is a real foodie, I would definitely recommend adding Chef's Table on. So then, and as you would have seen from those there wasn't many pictures of my own food because I tend to eat it before I get to take a photo of it. So a lot of the images that you've seen there are standard images, but moving through now, I'm going to share some of the different images that I took when I was on board. So with the entertainment, there's a real mix of different entertainments to do. So like I said at the beginning, the reason why I love going on Carnival so much is that it enables us to have those multi-generational holidays, everyone doing different things but coming together at certain points. Another example of that, in August, I'm going on our new ship, the Carnival Venezia, and it's a big family holiday for my birthday that's coming up. And we've got a real mix of ages and different things that different people want to do. But ultimately, we will come together once or twice within that day or evening and do things together as a family as well. So we have the Punchliner Comedy Club. So if you're into comedy, definitely head to the comedy club. My tip for here is you get there early because it does get full quite quickly. On board the Carnival Celebration, they had 8 comedy shows as a minimum every single day. We had the piano bar. So if you want to have a little sing-along, you can go along, request a song, grab a cocktail, and it's a real feel-good atmosphere in there. Both Comedy Club and Piano Bar, they operate family up until a certain point, and then after a certain time, it will change to adults only as well. So that's another thing that we do really well is we will have this mix where the families can go along, but then we do change a lot of venues into adult only after a certain time as well. Then we have the Playlist Productions, which are our shows. And on board this ship, we have 2 areas. We have Celebration Central, where we do shows. And then we also have the theatre as well. And then we have Family Feud live as well. So these are the images from when I was on board. So this is the Celebration Central. So this is the main atrium of the ship. So in the daytime, you wouldn't recognise this space. It is all floor-to-ceiling windows, looking out to sea. You might sit here, grab a coffee, read your book. And then in the evening, we really transform it into this entertainment space. So it's 3 decks high. So with that in mind, we use this for a lot of our aerial acrobatic shows. So this particular one is a circus show that we go on board. And again, it's one of the most spectacular shows that I've been lucky enough to see, not only on a cruise ship, but sort of on land as well. Then we have one of the other shows in this area is Vegas Nights. So again, we really use that space. We have a lot of that aerial acrobatics. There will be dancers in that martini glass about 20 minutes after this picture was took. With all of the shows as well, we do between 2 or 3 shows an evening to really give everyone that chance of getting to go and experience it. And like I say, as well as these shows in the main atrium, we also have shows going on in the theatre as well. So if you prefer to be in that theatre environment, or there's a different show that you fancy, you will have the best of both worlds. And then, of course, one of my favourite things on board was Family Feud Live. So Family Feud is the American version of Family Fortunes. So at the beginning of your cruise, if you wish, you can go along and audition to take part in Family Feud Live. And then during the cruise, it will be a live show. It's done in the theatre. I was actually blown away with how much the theatre is transformed into a TV studio. You felt as if you were sat in a TV studio. So the families will compete. There'll be usually some onboard credit that they win. But again, with Family Feud Live, we will do a family version. And then later on in the evening, we will do an adults only version as well. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a cruise without a deck party. So we have some fantastic deck parties. This was just before it got going. So I snuck up quickly to take a picture. Didn't get actually any images of when it was happening because I was too busy with my little glow sticks on my arms and bopping away to all the 80s tunes. But we will do different theme parties. So we might have, like I say, we've got the 80s one. We might do a white night, and there's a few different ones taking place as well. One of the new ones on the celebration, Mardi Gras and Jubilee, we do a tiki night as well. So we've got a fantastic new tiki bar. So we encourage people to put those like Hawaiian shirts on and get involved out on the deck parties as well. So loads of stuff with entertainment, and that is just a small percentage of it. We've got lots of live music, you've got trivias, you've got quizzes. Bingo is also one of our most popular activities, which when I first went on board, I couldn't get my head around why it was so busy. And then I learned about the prizes that they're giving away, and they give some fantastic jackpots away. So I then realised why it was so busy. But yeah, loads of different activities going on. One of my actual favourite things to do, especially if I'm on a slightly longer cruise, like the one that I'm going on at the end of the week is a 9-night cruise. So during there, I will have a super casual evening. I will go up to the buffet for dinner, and then I will grab a chair or a lounger around the main pool and the big screen there. On certain evenings, they will show movies. So I'll grab a blanket, maybe some popcorn and a hot chocolate, and I will watch a movie out on deck. And it's one of my favourite things to do, especially when you're on that slightly longer cruise. You don't feel like you're missing out as much. So what else is there to do, sort of looking at the outdoors? So a lot of our ships have sports square, which is where we've got all the sporting activities. So you will find things like mini golf, basketball, sky course. So some of on our newer ships, we have the ropes courses where you're about 180 feet above sea level. So if you're a little bit of a thrill seeker, you can do that. The ropes course is the only thing that I've not done on a Carnival ship, and I have no intention of ever doing it. It's definitely not for me. They say there is something for everyone. The rope courses is the one thing that is definitely not for me. Then we have our water park. So you'll find water slides on all of our ships. Again, the newest ships that I went on, there's some fantastic slides on there. We've got the Orange Thunder, which is a vertical drop slide. You've got the Kaleido slide, lots of stuff going on. Not on the ships I went on, but you would have seen it on the video. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about our Sky Ride as well, which are the bikes that you can see at the bottom. They're available on the Carnival Vista, the Carnival Panorama, and the Carnival Horizon. And they are bikes 150 feet in the air, and you can cycle around an 800-foot track. So I always say these are for 2 types of people. You've got your thrill seekers you'll probably be racing against each other. And then you've got, like myself, I went up there and I got some of the most spectacular views that you'll get from anywhere on a cruise ship. So I've done it a few times, done it in the Caribbean. I also done it in Rhodes, and like I say, the views were spectacular. So if you're on board any of those ships, definitely give it a try for the views alone. So again, these are some of my favourite sort of outdoor areas on board. So on board the Carnival Celebration, we've got the summer landing, which is a separate part of the ship. Here you will find things like our barbecue. We've got our Heroes Tribute Bar. We've got a fantastic watering hole, which is an outdoor bar. Loads of different facilities there, but my favourite part of it is the outdoor space. So this is a pool at the back of the ship. It's on deck 8. You've got loads of lounging areas, and then you've got this lovely pool with these lounges in the water. So I used to try and get the furthest one there. It wasn't always successful. People did used to beat me to it on occasions, but it's just a really chilled out vibe here. And especially if you're going with children and you want a more laid back, but obviously you can't go into the adults only, then this is a perfect area to head to. And then this is just a different angle. Cabins at the back there are a lot of our suite accommodations. Some of them have got whirlpools on the balconies, plus some standard balconies mixed in there. Then we have the main pool. So this is, I got up early one morning, couldn't sleep because of jet lag, and I went and done a little lap around the jogging track. And I got this nice image of the pool all ready to go in the morning. So this is the main pool. You can see the tiki bar there that you've got. And then to the side, you've got the buffet and the restaurant as well. This does get really busy, especially with families, because it's the main pool. You have a lot of the entertainment going on here as well. And this is the same image of the deck party that you've seen a few slides ago as well, that is just transformed in the evening. And then one of my favourite things that not a lot of people realise that we do, and it's a shame, hopefully nobody misses it, but on the last sea day, we will do our towel animal theatre. So you will get up and you will go around the main pool, and you will be surrounded by hundreds upon hundreds of towel animals. There's some giant alligators, you've got monkeys, you name it, and the entire area is full of towel animals. So again, anyone who's going on board, I always tell them to make sure they get up to the main pool as early as possible on that last sea day to really experience that and get some good photos. And touched on it already, but the fantastic water slides and splash zones. So if you're a little bit of a thrill seeker, you can head up here. Again, certain areas of the ships are going to be busier than others. So you're going to find a lot of families and children around these areas during the daytime. Then on board Celebration, we do have a roller coaster. So that isn't me on the roller coaster. I have done the roller coaster once on board the sister ship Mardi Gras. I was petrified the entire time going around. So again, I never have any intention of repeating it. It was fun. I'm glad I've done it. It's ticked off the list, but no desire to do it again. So we have Bolt, the ultimate sea coaster. It's a dual riding roller coaster going 40 miles per hour. And that's on board the 3 ships within the XL class. And then another of my favourite areas, Serenity. So this is our adults only area. So like I was saying before, around near the water park, you're going to get a lot of children in there. This is the area where you found me pretty much every single day. So you've got this really nice snug area, tables and chairs, and then all around the deck, you've got lots of sun loungers, sort of the beds, the cabanas, that type of thing. So it's a real peaceful area. So over the age of 21 to go in here. You've got the little plunge pool in there as well. And again, what was really good when I was on board, so I love this area. I like being in here. For my parents, it's a little bit too quiet for them. So they prefer being sat round either the pool at the back or the main pool, watching the entertainment, maybe watching a movie during the day. So they used to go and sit there. I used to go into the adults only area. We'd go for lunch together, maybe some drinks before going back to the cabins, that type of thing. But like I say, you was able to really sort of split off and do what you wish, but still having that family time as well. And also, if you are traveling with children, obviously you can go in here when they're in kids club. So I definitely recommend, popping them into kids club for a couple of hours so you can experience the adults only area. And then some of the ship features on the Carnival Celebration. So Carnival Celebration is a ship which is celebrating our 50-year heritage. So you'll find different quirky little bits and pieces around the ship. So one of the things is a vintage Rolls Royce. So this was on one of our older ships that is no longer in the fleet, but we decided to take the Rolls Royce off the ship and put it on board the Carnival Celebration. So you can go and have your pictures took with that. And then we have these fantastic, so that's sort of the old, but then marrying that with the new, we have the gateway area. And in the gateway, we have these fantastic LED screens all along the walkway, and we will have different shows showing on them. So one of the things that we're going to do, like at Christmas, we have Santa and his reindeers and the Christmas countdown on there. We have one which explores all of the different countries that we visit, plus much more. So loads of really sort of quirky new features on board the celebration as well. So why Carnival? So some of the things why I personally think Carnival is an amazing brand. So we offer value for money. So not just the value that you pay for the fare that you get on, sort of the value for money on board. So like I've touched on some of these already, things that are included, the complimentary ice cream and frozen yogurt. The majority of our casual dining options, so your burger joints, your blue iguana, your street eats, 24-hour pizza, that's all included in the fare. The Cucina del Capitano and the Gigi Asian Kitchen. So on all of our ships, they're included for lunch complimentary. And on board the Carnival Celebration, the Mardi Gras and the Jubilee, they're also included at dinner as well. We have a program with Dr. Seuss. So something that I've not actually touched on this presentation, but Dr. Seuss's programs on board. So you will find the characters. So Cat in the Hat, Sam I Am. We do massive parades with them. We've got loads of stuff going on. And we even do a green eggs and ham character breakfast as well. We've got the amazing shows. We offer some fantastic value for money drinks packages as well. So if you want to upgrade and have all your drinks included, you can do that. We have the water parks, the rope courses, the mini golf, all of that is included free of charge. And then the stuff that we do charge for, we are still the cheap one of, if not the cheapest, things like specialty dining, starting from just $18 per adult. And then for me, what do I love cruising with Carnival? I know I work for the brand, but even I do work trips, but I honestly do love the Carnival brand, and I go on multiple cruises a year for my holiday. So what do I like about Carnival? So for me, I like that it's relaxed and informal. If I want to get dressed up, if I want to put a pair of heels on, I can do. But if I want to go out in my casual maxi dress and sandals, that's okay as well. The choice of food on board, I honestly do say I always struggle to fit all options in. So I have to be quite structured on if I know I want to eat in certain places and really spread that out so I can fit all of the options in. Because I'm a massive, massive foodie. So I really enjoy that food element. The complimentary ice cream and frozen yogurt, like I said before, it's great for kids. So I'm taking my niece on board on the cruise at the end of August. She loves the ice creams, probably 1-2 a day. It's great, saving the money. But also, when I'm sat around the pool in an afternoon, I love an ice cream or a frozen yogurt myself. So it's great that that's included. The guys' burgers, definitely the best burgers at sea, if not the best burgers on land as well. The choice and the variety of the evening entertainment as well. So like I say, from doing movies outdoors to going to a comedy, to a deck party, to a show, to just sitting and watching some live music and having a cocktail or sitting out on deck. For me, one of my favourite things to do on board is actually watching the sunrise and the sunset. I think that the best sunrises and sunsets are definitely at sea, and you would have seen that from that very first picture as well. So for me, I always go for that balcony cabin because I love being on my balcony and watching that. Also, being as involved or as not as you like. So for me, I'm not about audience participation. I like to sit and watch others participating, but it's not for me. And that's one of the pluses of cruising with a high number of Americans as well, because the Americans, majority of them love to be involved. So as Brits, it gives us the opportunity to just sit back, watch and relax. The adults only area as well. Like I say, I was in there most days and it's included in the price. It doesn't matter whether you're in the lowest inside or the highest suite on the ship. Everybody has the same right to be in there. It's first come, first serve. And like I said, hopefully you'll have seen the theme throughout. Perfect for multi-generational holidays. There really is something for everyone. Hence why I go with parents, nieces, brothers, sisters, etc. We never agree. We never really like the same things. But when we're on a cruise, we can all do those different things. But ultimately, we can come together and still have that family holiday as well. So that is what I love about cruising with Carnival. So to finish on, I'm just going to give you an offer. So the ship that we've been speaking about, so this is all booked through our fantastic Not Just Travel agents. So Western Caribbean Wonders. So this one is doing the same itinerary pretty much as what I done, but going the 17th of February, which actually would be exactly the same date that I went sort of last year. So this one is one night at the Rio Plaza, Miami Beach, which is a 4-star hotel, doing sailing to Cozumel, Mahogany Bay and Costa Maya. Return flights from London Heathrow in an inside cabin, you're looking at $1,379 per person. But you can upgrade to an ocean view for £94 per person extra, or a balcony at £237 per person extra. You'll see there you've got your Manchester supplement and your Edinburgh supplement. So under £40 per person for both of those if you want that regional flights. The regionals will be indirect because unfortunately at the minute there isn't anyone flying directly to Miami apart from London. So that is a fantastic offer, and that's where I'm going to leave it for this evening. So thank you for listening and for your time. And Duncan, back over to you.
Oh, Gemma, fantastic. I've just immersed myself in that brand and I need to be on that cruise. It just looks amazing. You're quite right. I mean, a lot of people think Carnival Cruise Lines is just for people with younger children, and actually it isn't. It's great for multi-generational families. You've really brought that to life. So absolutely fantastic. I think for me, some of my highlights, without a shadow of a doubt, when I go on board, I'm going to be trying the Carnival melting chocolate cake. That sounds rather nice, being a fellow foodie. And I like the fact, you've got the American table, the Blue Iguana, the steakhouse. And I just think it's just absolutely immersive for everything that Carnival Cruise Lines has to offer. That offer itself is absolutely brilliant. Now, if you are interested in anything Carnival Cruise Lines related, please go back to your Not Just Travel consultant who invites you to this evening's webinar. Now, we do have a bit of an exclusive for you. If you love what you've seen and you want to learn more, speak to your Not Just Travel consultant, make a booking between today and the close of play on Sunday, and we'll give you an additional £50 off your holiday. All you need to do is make sure you speak to your Not Just Travel consultant. Gemma, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing. As always, you have been amazing. Thank you. And everybody else, have a great evening.
Thank you.